Today on the 50-Pound Brain, we are going to get back on doing some trim work on Higgins. These are the armrests that go on top of the door, and we're going to cover these in the same material that we did the dash cover. I've looked on the interwebs and tried to find somebody that was doing this, show you how to do this, or show us how to do this, and I haven't found anybody. So we're going to figure this out on our own. And thanks for coming along. All right, let's get started. Now, if you don't know, this is where that piece that was just laying on the table goes on the car. And it's got this flange that goes behind. It's going to go behind the door panel when we're ready to mount this thing. So I'm thinking probably what we should do before we fit it, or before we cover it, I mean, is do a fit and figure out our holes, because like this screw and maybe this screw and for sure these two screws are all going to go through that, and I don't know that I want to be drilling holes with the vinyl because it'll twist up on the drill bit. So we'll get our fit figured out, and then we'll go back and cover it. Okay, let me go get a mallet. There we go. Yeah, that's much better. Much better. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Yeah, that's way nicer. Okay. Yeah, see? That's about even with that. Yeah, that's gonna do. All right, now let's get to the hard part. Hole, and yeah, no hole. All right, that's about the size of the screw. So we're gonna go a couple steps bigger, because I don't want the screw screwing into this necessarily. It's just gonna go through it. And I think I've showed you this before. If you take a way bigger drill bit, you can deburr your backside of the hole without having, you know, like a countersink, or if you don't have a deburr tool. And it also makes a nice chamfer on the front side. I didn't do that on that door, and that's why this front lip was catching on it. Oh, I should do these as well, I guess. These are from the manufacturer of the... This is a repro from Roadster Factory from way back when, before they had their big fire, which made me sad. And they're on the way to getting back in business, which is a good thing. Because they were a good second source of stuff if Moss didn't happen to have it or whatever. Between the two, you could get anything you needed. Okie doke. Let's get back to our vinyl now. Oh yeah, there's the true tell. Because this edge had a line measured. Oh yeah. I went way off. That's okay. He's fine. Okay, we'll keep that one for the driver's door. So this goes in here like this. So we need to cut this one end off at an angle. And then figure out the other end so it fits real nice. Let's do that. So this is how the kit came from Roadster Factory. So we're gonna just cut this space age polymer formula cushiony stuff, I don't know what this is, to kind of match this angle a little better and get it fitted up in there better. And then once we do that, then we'll cut this end to do the same thing, and then we'll glue it in place. I didn't really show you the kit. I hope these are still available from like Moss or somebody else. So you have these buttons that go in here, if I'm not mistaken, after it's all said and done. So we've got a, maybe that's why they're not cut to angle. Nah, probably not. It's just easier to cut them square like that. Make provisions in the foam for this. And then there's one for the other end too. And there's also what looks to be like just a light cushion that goes over the whole thing. Yeah, and then the vinyl goes on top of this. So, and there you have it. So that's our attempt, because we actually have two angles going on here. We have this angle. Oops. Let me see if I can show this to you. So we have that angle, and we have that angle. And so I just kind of rolled this and followed the angles as I wrote on it. So we'll see if I can cut this and it kind of match up right. All right, brand new. That's much nicer. Much better cut. There we go. That probably as close as good we're going to get it. Now let's mark this end. This one's a little bit straighter. That was wrong. So, okay. Since I had it bent and I marked it, look, it's going to be a straight cut. That's not what we want. So, we'll do, donkey. That'll do. We're using Weldwood contact cement, not a sponsor. I did not want to do the spray adhesive again because it was just a mess. It goes everywhere. If you're trying to do small area stuff like this, it's no bueno. So I'm going to do this. I was just going to let that cushiony stuff, I guess that's where it's going to go, hold this in place, and it's like, yeah, I don't trust it. This stuff is supposed to be quick. Yeah, that stuff holds pretty good. All right. Yeah, I decided to put gloves on because this stuff is right up there with anti-seize as far as getting everywhere super fast. Before you know it, you're covered head to toe in contact cement. So what we're going to do is stick this on just like this. And then roll this over like this. Do it again on this side. Oops. So I think what we're going to do, the vinyl process is going to be pretty much the same as this was. So, except this is going to be a little bit harder to to do the bend. So yeah, I got to think about this for a minute. How do I guess we would start in the middle and attach the middle. Yeah. Yeah, see? Okay, so we need to make sure we come out here. I don't think we're going to wrap this side, because this is going to be under the door panel anyway, and I think it's just going to make it uber painful. But we are wrapping this side because this is on the outside of the car. So I think what needs to happen is I probably need to cut this a little bit better to follow this contour. Because I'm going to reuse these. Because I don't own the neoprene glove factory. Right there. Let's cut that. I may end up cutting this off. I don't know yet. Or yeah, getting it back off of there, so that this can glue directly to that metal. But I don't know yet. Okay. Yeah, see what'll happen here if I glue this to this. See how it's not solid? I should have thought about this a little bit better. Yeah, we'll see. We'll try and make it go. So, I don't know if you can see that line. Actually, this is going to end up in here, and this is the contour. This is the shape it's going to take. So this was the wrong way to cut. So we're going to try this and see if this makes things better or worse. I got plenty of vinyl, so I'll probably have to make some relief cuts as well, but we'll see. See, now I can go in here and show you. Glue this in right like that, and then wrap it around. Now, is there enough material right here to do it? We'll see. Let's see. It'll be close, but I think so. Now, just how to be able to do that. I guess just like that. And lay it in there. I hope this glue will do it. Let's see. Let's try. All I can do is not work. Here we go. Let that lay there for a minute and set up. My first attempt at gluing it under this edge did not go very well. It didn't stick well. I have no good way to put pressure on this. So, and plus I needed to make relief cuts because of the shape of this curve. So we're going to apply glue to both sides. I think I'm being too sparing with this glue is one of the issues. None of my V-cuts seem to be too deep, which is good, because you don't want them seen on the outside of the car. That's why I do the passenger side stuff first. It's the learning side, and so if there are any deviations or whatever, I want them on the passenger side. I don't want them on the driver's side. Although that's now how it went down with the dash cover. The passenger side dash cover looks way better than the driver's side, but they both sides look way good and better than the first attempt. I don't know if you can go back and watch that video. So, all right, let's give this some time to set up. All right, so we've got this attached. Let's see what you can see. I did end up cutting this padding here, and the vinyl is going to hold this in place because we're going to have to do some serious stretching on this, so we need the best attachment adhering surface that we can provide. So this is why we do the passenger side first. So now I'm just trying to figure out how to get this, do I start at an end, which I think I should start at one end. To get us the most wrinkle free. Because I tell you what, these cats were something to get this thing wrinkle free. Now maybe leather's easier to deal with. I don't know. I mean, that is still pretty good. And like I said, we're not wrapping this around. I'm just doing this to see how it looks. This is the inside edge. This is the outside edge, and I'd really like to get rid of even that little hint of a wrinkle. That's not too bad. Just have to pull that a little bit, glue it. I have to pull this and glue it, which would be okay. We could do that. Okay. I'm going to commit here in a second. Start at this end. That's pretty smooth. And then just work my way down. Yeah. Okay. All right. Here we go. Okay, now we let that sit and cure. So I had to take my door panel off because the travel limiter, the door, thing here, was loose. It was falling off, so I had to take this off anyway to fix all that. Ends up, I used the original hardware and none of it was locking. Anyway, so this is what the armrest was catching on originally when we were doing our original fit check. So I'm gonna file them in here. I'm gonna fix that, pound that down a little bit, and then we'll press on with that, because I've got the vinyl glued on and we're just gonna see how it did. Okay. Oh, this is not sticking well. That makes me sad, because it acted like it was until I started cutting it. Okay. Tell you what we're gonna do. Go ahead and finish cutting it. You know what? Let's do this. Well, I did put it on. Let's put it on the vinyl edge, vinyl as well. Now that we know where we are, then we'll clamp it. We'll probably have to leave it overnight. Okay. Wish I had some more of these hefty clamps. Okay. Let that sit. Sit and set. All right, it's the next day, and we had one spot left that wasn't adhering well to the frame, so I gooped it up heavily with the glue and super magnets and let it sit all night. And so I'm hoping that might make me sad. If you can see that, the indentations from the magnets. We completed the end with the button. It looks a little janky, but I'm hoping, yeah, this will relax a little bit. But, and there's the other end. It's just the left, or the excess is just folded over and punched a hole through it and put this button in it. If you remember what the bare frame looked like. And so, yeah, we'll see how this goes. That might take a little bit of sun to get the vinyl to relax. But if not, it is what it is. So might just tuck that under when we install it on the car. So that's where we are. Let's go install it on the car. And here's the finished product. Our little super magnet indentions are relaxing, which is good. Oh, poop. I forgot to dig out the door release cable when I put the panel on. I'll have to figure that out. It's supposed to look like that. So let me fix that. But otherwise, yeah, I don't know about my button here. I think I've got too much material under it for it to try and retain. We'll figure something out with that too. But overall, it came out pretty nice for the first time home done job. Okay, lessons learned from the passenger side that we're going to take with us to the driver's side. One, I don't know what you call that wispy stuff, looks like cotton candy, padding, we will not extend onto this edge like we did on that one. It will end right here, and we'll glue it maybe in a few spots to the cushion here, our space age polymer formula cushion, because we need the vinyl to attach to this, and the best way to do it is with the glue obviously, but vinyl directly to the steel, not having any remnant of this stuff in between. B, the holes that we marked in here where the window frame mounts go, drill them bigger than just slightly bigger than the screws, because once we got the padding in here, or the vinyl in here, wrapped around here, even though it shouldn't have in theory on paper, it did affect our alignment a little bit. So just need to drill those big and account for that. And D, don't forget the door latch cable when we're putting the door panel on, because the same thing, the door panel is going to have to come off, because the same thing with the door limiting bar, strap, whatever you want to call that thing, that issue with the hardware all falling off the back, because I used the original stuff, and it's done the same thing on the driver's door too. So I'm going to have to take the panel off, replace the nuts and bolts because they're just worn out, and they're Whitworth thread. So even though they look like 1032s, they're not. They don't screw into 1032 hardware correctly. And replace it with 1032 and nylock nuts so that those don't come loose again. Yeah. 5. These magnets are really good, but they're too strong, if there is such a thing. And you saw the dents that they put in the vinyl. Hopefully, like I said, they'll relax with a little bit of sunlight and some heat. It looks like they are, but I just want to make sure that they are. So we're going to do this side up at some point this week, and I'll give you an update on that. So we've got the one side done. It's all put together. It looks decent. I'm happy with it. I wish I knew how the old timers back in the 50s did that, but they did it with leather too. But I would like to see their technique and how they did it, and even the restoration houses, the really nice ones like over in the UK, they recover them pretty nice, and I'd like to see what they do, especially for the ends here, gathering up the ends. These look kind of weird, but okay. But yeah. And then the next video, or the next trim video that I do, will be for these pieces that go behind the door. And you want to talk about, this is going to be super challenging. wrapping this and getting it to be not to be wrinkle free. So that's what, these are the ones that kind of intimidate me. After that, they're just simple bends, kind of like the dash, but different. Same thing but different. Yeah, they actually go like this. Here's the door, and then it continues on around the driver's or the passenger and driver compartment railing. So that'll be interesting. For a home done job and it doesn't affect how it drives, we did good. And I hope if you're watching this and you have a TR3 and you're in the same position, I hope this helps you. Otherwise, I can see that this would be pretty boring to just the average viewer. It's like, I don't care about armrests on a TR3. But thanks for watching anyway. We'll see you next time.